My name is George Clark. I've been involved with Shotokan Karate for 41 years. A friend of mine had this exercise class that he had been going to. The conversation had evolved to karate. At that time, Bruce Lee had come onto the scene. He was talking about it, and I said, I might be able to be pretty good at that. And I swung my leg up, and he caught my leg, and he did what I now know is a side snapping kick to my groin area without hitting me, only because he didn't want to. And I went, where'd you learn that? And he said, that exercise class? It's actually a karate class. So I said, well, I'd really like to do that. And he said, well, I'll tell you what, I'll teach you some karate if you'll teach me how to play pool. We started out in his garage, and I picked it up really, really fast. And he said, you know what, there's nothing more than I can teach you, because he was only a green belt at the time. He showed me what he knew, and well, he said, I think you need to come down and watch what we do and see what you think. The main thing that appealed to me is that it was about the do. Once I learned about the do, the way. Plus it was very intricate. Later on I learned just how scientific. It was something that I became very, very passionate about, because I really felt it helped me grow from a young man into an adult and the person who I'd always wanted to be.
George is an instructor and fourth-degree black belt in the Shotokan karate style. He teaches in his dojo on the southern Oregon coast. The founder of Shotokan karate is Gichin Funakoshi, who developed this style from various martial arts in the late 1930s. He is credited for popularizing the art through a series of public demonstrations. In the late 1940s, some of Funakoshi's senior students started the Japan Karate Association, or JKA.
They had the Japan Karate Association JKA instructors training, which was very, very extreme, and only the highest level of intelligence and quality techniques were able to qualify for that and be trained under that system, and then they were sent out into the world as missionaries.
The man who has had the biggest influence on his life and training is Master Hidetaka Nishiyama. Sensei Nishiyama actually trained with Funakoshi beginning at the age of 15. He proceeded to dedicate the next 65 years of his life following the path of traditional karate, becoming an internationally recognized instructor.
I was able to be exposed to his skills, and one of the things that I personally have been able to do that's helped me train is to copy. I can copy the movements, but then add all of the other things that are necessary to make it Budo or Jutsu, because it's very important to be able to understand the art and the way. Without one, the other does not matter. Foreigners training in Japan would often go "why," which wasn't originally acceptable in the dojo. And so Sensei Nishiyama was extremely unique in that he wanted everybody to know why, without exception. And he wanted to find out why to the deepest level, mentally, physically, spiritually. When we were training, we were training. Outside of that, he was a human being, interested in learning as much as possible, experiencing as much as possible, and doing everything he could to promote traditional karate. When he was given the award of the Sacred Treasure, the emperor asked him to see if he could do anything to bring karates together. I had the privilege of becoming, I dare say, do you ever know if you're really a friend of someone special like that? He was a modern samurai. That influence has been huge. Personal influence, like a uncle, like a very dear uncle. It's amazing to have someone so special like that, that's so revered around the world, actually tell you what his biggest fear is, which I will not share now, because that's between him and I. People often ask me, have you ever used your karate? And what I will tell you is this: yes, Have I ever had to beat up someone? No. And that's the do of it. That's the way. Have I had to use it to calm myself? Yes. Have I had to use it to calm others? Yes. I consider myself really lucky that I've never had to use it. I've always been able to diffuse it. It is my mission to do everything I can to pass on everything I've learned to anybody who's interested. People really appreciate the intelligence of what we do, as well as the physiological understanding of learning about their body and their mind and their own spirit, because at some point or another in our training, they're going to be at a place that's very, very low because they can't do anymore, or they don't think they can do anymore until they find that reservoir that we really all do have. And I really believe everybody has that reservoir, and access that reservoir deep within, rise above that negative experience in a huge way. And once you've accessed that reservoir, you now have opened that door and it's available to you at any time. And that is what allows you to move forward in a way that is completely you. It's not what you've been taught. Now you are.